Once upon a time, in a vibrant, bustling town, lived three inseparable friends, Leo, Maya, and Sam. They were known throughout the town not just for their strong bond, but for their unique talents. Leo was a thinker, a strategist whose mind could unravel the most complex puzzles. Maya was an artist, with a heart full of compassion and the hands that could create beauty out of anything. And Sam, he was the adventurer, strong, brave, and always ready for a challenge. Their friendship was the envy of all. They did everything together, their laughter echoing through the cobblestone streets. One sunny afternoon, an old traveler arrived in town, his clothes dusty and his face etched with the lines of many-long journeys. He gathered the townsfolk in the main square and he spoke of a legendary treasure, the Sunstone of Eldoria, hidden deep within the Whispering Woods. He said the stone wasn't just gold or jewels. It was said to grant its possessor immense wisdom and the power to bring prosperity to their land. But he also warned that the path was filled with trials, designed to test the heart, mind, and the courage of those who dare to seek it. The eyes of our three friends lit up with excitement. This was the greatest adventure they had ever imagined. Think of the puzzles, the riddles, Leo exclaimed, his mind already racing. Think of the beauty we'll see, the stories we can tell. Maya added, her sketchbook already in hand. And think of the glory, Sam boomed, flexing his arms. The Sunstone of Eldoria, we have to find it. They decided right then and there. Together, they would embark on this quest. They packed huge bags with maps, ropes, food, and the water. With a final wave to the cheering townsfolk, they stepped onto the path leading into the mysterious Whispering Woods, each hearts beating as one with of adventure. The entrance to the Whispering Woods was just as the traveler described. Ancient trees with twisted branches formed a dense canopy, casting long, dancing shadows on the ground. The air grew cooler, and their house fell over the world, broken only by the rustling of unseen creatures. As they ventured deeper, they came to their first trial, a chasm, wide and deep, with no more bridge in sight. On their side of the chasm stood a series of large, heavy stones, each carved with a strange, intricate symbol. On the other side, they could just make out a set of corresponding pedestals. Sam, ever the man of action, immediately tried to lift one of the stones. I'll just throw them across, he grunted, but the stone was far too heavy to move more than a few inches. He tried again and again, his muscles straining, but it was no more use. He slumped down, frustrated. It's impossible, he murmured. Maya knelt beside a stone, tracing the symbol with her finger. These aren't just random carvings, she sighed softly. They feel like they tell a story, a pattern. That's when Leo, who had been quietly observing, stepped forward. Maya's right, and Sam, you're right too. We need your strength, but it's not about brute force. He pointed to the symbols. Look, this one looks like a river, this one a mountain, and this one a star. I think it's a riddle. Where the river meets the mountain, under the gaze of the morning star, is a sequence. Working together, they deciphered the puzzle. Leo figured out the correct order of the stones. Maya's keen eye held met the intricate carvings to the pedestals across the chasm, and Sam, with his incredible strength, was able to carefully position and push the stones, which, once placed in the correct sequence, magically laminated and formed a solid bridge. They had passed the first test, not as individuals, but as a team. Cheering, they crossed the bridge, their bonds stronger than ever. Their journey continued, and soon they faced their second trial. They found themselves in a clearing filled with luminous, magical flowers. However, in the center of the clearing was a large, ancient tree, its leaves withered and brown. A plaque at its base read, "The heart of the forest fades. Restore its color, restore its life, and the path shall be revealed." The flowers around them pulsed with gentle light, but they seemed to be fading too. Maya, the artist, felt a pang of sadness. This is terrible. The whole forest's magic is dying. She instinctively reached for her paints, but then hesitated. What get out of my paints here? Leo examined the flowers and the tree. There must be a connection. The plaque says restore its color. Maybe the flowers hold a key. Sam, impatient, suggested, maybe we just need to water it. He ran to a nearby stream and he brought back buckets of water, but it had no more effect on the withered tree. He kicked at the ground in frustration. What's the point of being strong if he can't even help a tree? He sighed, feeling useless. Maya, inspired by Leo's words, looked closely at the flowers. She noticed that the flowers came in three primary colors, a brilliant ruby red, a deep sapphire blue, and a bright topaz yellow. An idea sparked in her mind. Wait, you know this. It's like mixing colors on my palette. She carefully gathered a petal from each colored flower. Leo, your logic. Sam, your steady hand. I need your help. Guided by Maya's artistic knowledge, they gently crossed the petals, mixing them to create new colors. They created a vibrant orange, a deep violet, and a fresh green. With the utmost care, they applied the colorful paste to the tree's trunk. As soon as the last color was applied, a wave of light passed from the tree. The withered leaves burst into a symphony of green, and the flowers in the clearing grew brighter than ever. A new path, previously hidden by thorny bushes, opened up before them. They had healed the heart of the forest, not with strength or logic alone, but with creativity and the collaboration. Finally, after overcoming the trials of mind and the heart, they reached the heart of the woods. Sir, in a sun-dappled glade, resting on a moss-covered pedestal, was the sunstone of Eldoria. It was more magnificent than they had ever imagined, glowing with a warm, golden light that seemed to pulse with the wisdom of ages. They stood in awe, speechless. The light of the stone bathed them, and for a moment, they felt a profound sense of peace and the accomplishment. But then, a strange feeling began to creep in. He solved the riddle of the breed, Leo sighed, his voice quiet but firm. The stone's wisdom belongs to the sharpest mind. It should be mine. Sam scoffed, stepping forward. Wisdom, it was my strength that moved the stones and he carried our supplies. Without my power, we'd still be at the chasm. The stone's power belongs to me. Maya looked between them, her heart sinking. But I'm the one who figured out how to heal the tree, she argued, her voice trembling slightly. Its beauty, its magic. He understood it. It should be its keeper. The unity they had shared was shattering. The warm glow of the sunstone seemed to dim as their voices rose, their words turning from claims to accusations. Their friendship, once their greatest strength, was now a source of bitter conflict. The very prize they had sought together was now tearing them apart. As their argument reached its peak, the sunstone began to pulse with a blinding light. A calm, ancient voice echoed in their minds, not in words, but in feelings and the images. It showed them their journey back to them, Leo's cleverness at the chasm, but also Sam's strength to move the stones and Maya's eye to match the symbols. It showed them Maya's creativity at the dying tree, but also Leo's logic to connect the flowers to the problem and Sam's willingness to help, even when his first idea didn't work. The voice made them understand that they had succeeded at its trial only because they had worked together. Leo's mind, Maya's heart, and Sam's strength were not separate powers, but three parts of a whole. The realization washed over them, extinguishing their anger and replacing it with shame. They looked at each other, really looked at each other. For the first time since finding the stone, they saw not rivals, but the friends they had almost lost. Leo, I'm sorry, Sam sighed, his voice thick with emotion. Your cleverness saved us. Leo shook his head, and your strength made it possible. Sam, Maya, your vision healed the forest. He was a fool. Maya had tears in her eyes. We were all fools. The journey was the treasure, not the stone. Our friendship is the treasure. They joined hands, forming a circle around the pedestal. In that moment of rediscovered unity, they understood the sunstone's true purpose. It wasn't a prize to be won by one, but a lesson to be learned by all. Its real magic wasn't in the stone itself, but in the journey to find it. They made a decision. With a shared nod, they agreed to leave the sunstone where it was, for future adventurers to learn the same valuable lesson. They had found something far more precious, a renewed and unbreakable bond of friendship, forged in the fires of trials and tempered by the wisdom of forgiveness. Hand in hand, they walked out of the whispering woods, not as three individuals, but as one. Their laughter once again filled the air, stronger and more joyful than ever before, a testament to the real treasure they had found. Thank you for watching this story. We hope it reminded you of the value of your own friends. If you enjoyed it, please give us a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more stories that warm the heart. See you next time.